Let's go.
3, 2, 1, yeah, that's a knockout. They call me kamikaze, put you in heaven's lobby. On gas, no brakes, you can never stop me. Nah, no, you can never stop me. Yeah, cause I'm the powerslap king.
Slap some, baby!
Hey fam, welcome to Thirsty Thursday, road trip edition. I'll prove it. Here we are, got our drink. Okay. Now I'm not really gonna look into the camera this week, fam, but just know my heart is looking into you. All right, the week that was. Oh, by the way, we're headed to Albuquerque, New Mexico. My sister lives there, and ironically, she's not going to be there, but her house will. So we're going to stay at her house, and we are headed to the bare knuckle fights. We got approved for media credentials, so we can go do our thing. We're going to hit up the weigh-ins. We left about 6 o'clock this morning from our house, and we should get to Albuquerque about 3:40, 4 o'clock with stops. Uh, but yeah, super excited, a little nervous still. We're still not used to this kind of thing, but we're getting there. Super pumped. And I got my camera crew with me, and they're gonna help hold this phone thingy while I hopefully pull some fighters aside and maybe even Feldman, Cyrus, my boy, and answer some questions and stuff before the fight. We missed the workouts, the open workouts there yesterday. But we're gonna hit the weigh-ins tonight, and then we'll hit the fight tomorrow. Do a little press conference, and then we'll come home Saturday. But anyway, so that's why we're on our road trip edition, y'all. Um, the week that was, well, the glaring thing was we went to Las Vegas with wifey for Valentine's Day, I believe. I can't remember. Valentine's Day or her birthday. I got tickets to this SZA Kendrick Lamar concert. Ali is a huge SZA fan, like massive. Uh, we were on the floor, 19th row. But what was cool is uh, the stage was really big. So even though we were on the 19th row, which is still close, and we were excited, it actually ended up being more like the 10th row. So for 3 hours, we were right there. Ali got to see her girl for 3 hours, sing all the songs. I don't think there was a song they didn't sing. I think they sang, I think both of them sang all their hits, which was awesome. There was a special guest, Doja Cat came out, and straight from the stage, everybody was freaking out. Very cool. But the sets were awesome too. Their screen was sick. They had this digital screen that was like 3D, and at one point it looks like a jungle. Another point it looks like a big field with praying mantises. Another point it looks like graffiti's being drawn. Another point it looks like it's just collapsing into space. Um, there was one point where SZA put on these like butterfly wings and literally flew up high in the sky, and the screen made it look like she was in space. So very, very cool. Ali loved it. Um, yeah, it was a good time. Stayed at Fontainebleau like always. And we flew. We didn't drive. We actually flew JSX, which is like this semi-private plane service. I've always checked it in the past because everyone says, "Oh, it's just as cheap as Delta. It's just as cheap as Delta," um, but it never is. But I still check it because you never know. And actually, for this past weekend, it was just as cheap as Delta. So um, we flew JSX. It's pretty cool. The pre-flight experience, I would say that's not why you fly JSX. I would say you fly it so it's the speed of delivery. So you don't have to get there till 20 minutes before your flight. And then they just literally take your bags from you and you walk on the plane and you fly out. Whereas when you fly like a airline like Delta, Ali and I like to get there early because You can sit in the lounge, have food, have drinks, and really just kind of chill before the flight. And with JSX, it's more like they have, bottles of water and snacks and this and that, but there's no pre-flight experience really. Um, it's more smaller plane, huge room for the seats, and the speed to get on the plane and to get off. So they take your bag, you literally walk up onto the plane, take your seat, and then they take all your drink orders. The service on it was awesome. And then when you land, you don't have to go through any terminal or baggage claim. They just have the baggage right there for you as you get off the plane. So I think that's the experience you're paying for is the ease of getting on the plane and the ease of getting off without having to hunt down your bags. Pretty huge, which is fun. Yeah, man. Went to Vegas. Timmer and Lucas both started up their car detailing businesses, so that's always fun. Timmer has this buddy that I guess did it last summer, and he was pretty successful at it. And so he kind of hooked up with Tim, and really proud of him, man. They're literally going door to door, knocking on doors, asking if people want to have their car detailed, like super old school, but super effective. Their goal this past week was to get 4 clients, and I think they ended up with 7 at last check. But they're going out more again today. So just kind of cool to see. I mean, with all the technological advances and AI, social media, all these different ways to get your name out. I just love that at the end of the day, everything's a people person business. And if you're a people person, you're going to get some business. You feel me? Uh, and they're doing it. And their goal by the end of the summer is to have 50 clients. And I think they'll hit it. I really do. He's telling me how much money he's made, and I asked him the other day if he was busy, and he just said, "I got 4 cars in it, Dad. I can't." And just like, okay, little businessman. I see you. And then Lucas printed up some flyers, made a website, of course. Always makes the website. And him and his cousin went out last night and were passing out the flyers for his car detailing thing. He's detailed. I don't know if Gwenny is his cousin or niece, or he's not. Well, she's not his niece, but I don't know if she's his cousin or his aunt. I always say Aunt Gwenny. But anyway, he's detailed a couple cars, one of them being his Aunt Gwenny over at the salon, and all the other salon girls want him to detail their cars. So, pretty fun week as far as the 2 younger kids go. They just decided they wanted to earn some money and get active and go out and do it. So, man, can't hate on that, can you? That's pretty cool. Um, Money doesn't care how old you are or when you get it. It's the most non-discriminatory thing on the planet. You can be 80, you can be 18, you can be detailing cars, you can be a pop star. Money doesn't care. It's just sitting there for you to get it. So it's just cool to see that they're going after it. Uh, what else, man? Dre is in Norway. Dre, Norway. Bars. Yeah, he went with his grandparents on his other side, and I forgot how long he was going, so that was his gift for his senior trip on my ex-wife's parents, like I said, his grandparents on the other side of the family. But they took him to Norway for a senior gift, which obviously is baller. That's pretty cool. Um, but I thought he was gonna be gone for like a week, maybe 10 days. No, son, he's gone for a full 2 weeks, and he's sending me photos and pictures, not too many, but it looks like he's having a good time. He's posting more on Instagram, which is very unique. He never really did that in the past. But for the trip, and now that he's out of high school, maybe he's going to start documenting more, which would be awesome. Get to know what's going on in his life. That's really it with Dre, Lucas, Timmer, Allie. Oh, my dear Allie. Uh, the salon is trucking along, not this weekend, but this upcoming weekend. It's official. We are recording that girl's brain, not all of it, but we're going to get there. We're recording that girl's brain. We're going to digitize how she does hair. We're going to digitize how she runs a salon. And we're going to get all that done and offer it up to the world. It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. And I keep saying it, and Allie said it first. And gone are the days that you have to pay $15,000 for hair education. It's stupid to do that. With everything we have at our disposal, we shouldn't be scamming girls out of tens of thousands of dollars. Um, Coaching is a little different because you're going to get some one-on-one action, literally hands-on. This is what you do, and you get a lot more attention from Allie, personal attention. But as far as the broad spectrum of girls that want to further their career and learn a technique that can literally bring them millions of dollars, um, you just don't need to charge them that high anymore. So we're going to digitize her brain, all of her technique, color, extensions, everything, how to run the business, like this whole education course from soup to nuts, as they say, which makes no sense to me. Why can't they just say cover all the spectrum or something? Anyway, I digress. Fam, this is weird recording while you're driving. It's like my head's here, my thoughts are here, but it's like on high alert, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, so been a lot of stress around that. Positive stress, but nonetheless stress. She just wants it to be perfect, and it's been a long time coming, and she's finally pulling the trigger. So it's just it's similar to the feelings are similar, the accent's similar, but it's similar to me doing this bare knuckle thing and the podcast. A lot of stuff is new. You want to do it, but then there's a piece of you that's like, I don't know, like you get nervous, and then your body or your ego wants to talk you out of it, but you just got to keep going and, try and leverage those nerves and that anticipation into something amazing. And Ali's gonna do that. She'll always come out on top, and she's gonna do it. And we couldn't be more excited. Like I said, it's been a long time coming, but that's really the update with all that. It's just the salon is trucking along, doing its thing, and then in the background, it's like, okay, we got this thing, we got this thing. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be really good. You can't do manual labor your whole life, and Allie's been doing it for a very long time. And now it's time to really put a product out there to where she doesn't have to do that for the rest of her career. Um, it's just, it's exciting. It's nervous, but it's exciting. So, all my hairstylists out there and salon owners out there, it's coming down the pipeline, baby. And all you girls that are just getting out of hair school, you don't need to go to these other camps, if you will, these other teachers, if you will, and pay them thousands of dollars to learn a technique that can earn you millions of dollars. So super pumped about that. Um, she, she's so stressed she broke out in the hives, bro. Like her whole back looks like a desert island, and like her skin is the water. If that makes sense. Just broke out. She's just so nervous. Um, which is funny, but not funny at all because she's in pain, and now she now on top of everything else, she's got this skin thing going on. So uh, I heard this one podcast where the guy was talking about how Elon Musk is our first is our closest thing to a human robot. He just goes and goes. And I thought, yeah, but that's because they haven't met Allie. She's actually a robot. Wakes up every day, doesn't matter the stress. I mean, even this morning, literally this morning, one of the girls is like, I don't feel good. Can you, rearrange my appointments? And she's got some fly-ins coming in. You know, at Ash, we go big. And so people recognize that and they fly in from all over, literally all over the US to come get their hair done. And on top of just running a business, on top of everything in the background the anticipation is real going on for filming her education course. You still got to run a business, and part of running a business that people really don't realize until they're in the hot seat doing it is every day there's something, every morning there's something, and today was no different. 5 o'clock in the morning, text message. I don't feel good. Can you rearrange my appointments? And it's like, what do you do? You got people flying in. What are you gonna do? Call the airline and rearrange their ticket for them? No, you got to figure it out. And Allie does. Allie always does. So can never overstate how proud we are of her. All you providers out there, you don't get a lot of credit for just doing your thing every day, so people can have shirts on their backs and food on the table. And for you caretakers out there, you don't get a lot of credit either. Just always rowing the ship in the back. but together you somehow make it work. Am I right? I apologize, fam. I'm not really looking at the camera, so if it's a little shaky and you're watching this, I apologize. If you're listening, no big deal. Anyway, whenever I look down, I feel like I gotta adjust a little bit. Uh, so yeah, Allie's doing good. We're trucking along. Uh, and like I said, we're headed to Albuquerque for the bare knuckle fight, so we'll be posting on Instagram doing that whole thing. But overall, another week in the books, and oh, we can't do Thirsty Thursday without a dad story. So last night, so here's my dad's story. Last night, he couldn't have been happier, man. He was so chatty and cheery and just laughing and not making a whole lot of sense, mind you. But the quote is, I wanna get this right. So the camera's gonna go dark for a second, fam, but I want to get this quote right. And I messaged it to my sisters. Let's grab this. Stay with me, fam. Stay with me. All right. The dad quote of the week is, like I said, he couldn't have been cheerier, couldn't have been happier. And he just, at one point, he looks at me and he goes, the mushroom I started with, pushing it up over the mountains, but you can't sugar cookie it or else they'll know. And he just laughs and slaps his leg. And I'm just going, uh, okay. And I just laughed with him because what else can you do? You know what I mean? Um, and that's pretty much it. We met Gwynny's man. I hope he sticks around for a minute. He's pretty cool. But if she's listening, I don't want to embarrass her too much, you know. I DM'd her friend. You know, we have a strong we don't talk about it bond, but it's there. Uh Other stuff, had the family over. You know, it's summertime, so everyone's coming over to hang at the Scott's house, which is always fun. But other than that, fam, I think that's a good wrap up. Nothing too deep, nothing too crazy, just a quick update. Family's doing good, can't complain, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other because everyone's got to knock on doors to get what they want, so to speak. So, in the name of Jesus Christ, amen. We'll see you soon, Moo. Bye bye.